Spicy lady, breathe in slowly and exhale. This is your sacred space. No noise from the world, only the sound of your own power rising. You are not here to be light. You are here to become undeniable. Let every word you hear penetrate your subconscious. Speak them out loud. Claim them. Embody them. You spicy lady Sigma. I am calm in chaos and lethal in clarity. My silence is not emptiness, it is tragedy. I move with quiet power and unshakable confidence. I do not chase attention. I do not seek validation. I attract what respects my frequency. I am highly selective with my energy. I no longer tolerate what my former self accepted. My boundaries are final. I do not negotiate my peace. I enforce it. I release people, situations, any words that disrespect my value, without guilt, without explanation, and without looking back. And Shadi.
It has been said that preparation is the only bridge between a common destiny and a divine appointment. For a spicy lady Sigma, the seasons of silence and solitude are never empty. They are the moments when the universe is refining her frequency. If you feel like you've been pulled back from the noise of the world, it's not because you're being forgotten. It's because you are entering your Esther season. This is your period of preparation, favor, and strategic positioning for a purpose far greater than your current reality. Today, we explore the 9 signs that prove you are in your Esther season. Let's decode your evolution. The first sign that you have entered your Esther season is the sudden, undeniable call of sacred refinement. In a world that demands you are always on, always visible, and always performing for the approval of a digital or social audience, you have felt a radical internal shift. You have begun to view your life through the lens of intentional preparation rather than impulsive reaction, just as Esther underwent 12 months of purification, 6 months with oil of myrrh, and 6 months with perfumes and cosmetics before she ever stepped into the presence of the king. You are now undergoing a deep systemic overhaul of your existence. You have realized that the level of favor you are destined to receive requires a vessel that is strong enough, clean enough, and disciplined enough to hold it. This isn't about vanity. It is about structural integrity. Lately, you have felt a deep magnetic urge to pull inward. The hustle culture that once fueled your ambition now feels shallow and exhausting. You are no longer interested in screaming for attention in a room full of people who are not even listening. Instead, you are becoming obsessed with the refinement of your mind, health, and spirit. You have moved from a quantity mindset to a quality mindset. You are pruning your thoughts, filtering the information you consume, and auditing the energy you allow into your physical space. This is the spicy lady Sigma's greatest tactical advantage. She knows when to disappear, so she can reemerge as a more potent version of herself. You are utilizing this silence as a laboratory for self-mastery, recognizing that the most significant battles are won in the private seasons of preparation, not the public seasons of performance. The second undeniable marker of your Esther season is a radical detachment from social theater. In the architecture of a spicy lady Sigma's life, there is no room for the high-cost, low-yield investment of petty drama or social performance. While the masses are trapped in a cycle of constant reaction, fighting for the spotlight, debating the trivial, and seeking the cheap dopamine of external validation, you have experienced a cold, clinical disconnection from these games. You have realized that the court is full of noise, but the throne requires silence. This detachment is not a result of arrogance. It is a byproduct of energetic sovereignty. You have reached a level of psychological maturity where you no longer allow your peace to be held hostage by the opinions or behaviors of those who aren't even on your level of frequency. This season is characterized by an unbothered intensity. You watch the social maneuvers of others with the detached curiosity of a scientist observing an experiment. When people attempt to provoke you, manipulate you, or pull you into their chaotic narratives, they find nothing to latch onto. You have removed the emotional hooks that once made you reactive. To the outside world, this might look like coldness, but in reality, it is strategic erasure. You are erasing the irrelevant to make room for the essential. You understand that every second spent explaining yourself to a critic or arguing with a peer is a second stolen from your divine preparation. Like Esther, who moved through the palace with a quiet, observant grace, never revealing her full hand until the timing was perfect, you are mastering the art of being present but unreachable. In this phase of radical detachment, you are also conducting a systemic audit of your social circle. You are no longer interested in filling space with placeholders. You are looking for resonance, not just company. If a relationship requires you to dim your light, tolerate mediocrity, or engage in low-frequency gossip, you prune it with surgical precision. You are mad at people. You are simply finished with the theater. This creates a vacuum of silence that most people find terrifying, but you find it liberating. In this silence, you are reclaiming your attention equity. You are reinvesting that energy back into your own kingdom, your finances, your intellectual expansion, and your long-term legacy. You recognize that a queen does not argue with a courtier. She simply manages the realm. Furthermore, this detachment serves as a shield for your favor. You know that the higher you go, the more noise you will encounter. By practicing radical detachment, now you are building the mental muscles required to handle the pressures of high-level influence. You are learning to trust your internal compass over the external weather. You stay intense, analytical, and fundamentally committed to the preservation of your highest frequency. You stay spicy, Lady Sigma, by realizing that your no is just as powerful as your yes, and your absence is often the most potent message you can send. You are the architect of a life that is no longer up for public debate. You have stopped playing the game of the crowd because you are preparing to change the rules of the kingdom. The third sign of your Esther season is a definitive shift from hard work to strategic positioning. In the earlier stages of your journey, you likely operated under the hustle doctrine, the belief that sheer volume, constant movement, and exhausting labor were the only paths to success. But as you enter this refined season, the spicy Lady Sigma within you realizes that blind effort is often a trap. You have begun to understand that Esther didn't save her people by working the hardest in the palace. She saved them because she occupied the right seat at the right time. You are now transitioning from a worker mindset to a strategist mindset. You are no longer interested in being the busiest person in the room. You are obsessed with being the most positioned person in the room. This shift is characterized by a surgical precision of influence. You have stopped trying to please everyone and have started identifying the gatekeepers and key movers in your industry or community. Like Esther, who sought the specific counsel of Haggai, the one person who truly understood the king's preferences, you are now ignoring the noise of the masses and focusing on high-level mentorship. You are looking for the specific knowledge, the hidden protocols, and the unspoken rules that govern the upper echelons of power. You recognize that one yes from the right person is worth 10,000 maybes from the crowd. You are auditing your professional and personal moves with a cold analytical eye, asking yourself, is this move making me tired or is it making me powerful? In this season, your efficiency becomes lethal. You are pruning away the busy work, the endless meetings, the low-yield collaborations, and the performative tasks that offer no real ROI. You are reinvesting that reclaimed time into deep-level research and high-stakes planning. You move with a quiet, calculated grace, making moves that are so subtle the average person doesn't even realize you're advancing until you've already arrived. This is the hallmark of spicy Lady Sigma, positioning. You don't announce your arrival with a trumpet. You announce it with a result. You are learning the art of invisible leverage, using your intellect and your unique frequency to create outcomes that others struggle to achieve through brute force alone. Furthermore, this strategic positioning is an act of faith in your preparation. You trust that the sacred refinement you've undergone has made you the most qualified person for the seat you are about to occupy. You don't feel the need to shout your resume because your presence carries the weight of your discipline. You are preparing for the appointment, that moment where preparation meets opportunity. You stay intense, stay analytical, and stay fundamentally committed to the mastery of your craft. You stay spicy, Lady Sigma, by realizing that the greatest power isn't found in how fast you can run, but in knowing exactly where the finish line is located. You have stopped running in circles and have started moving toward the throne. Do you feel your circle getting smaller as your internal power grows? If you can sense this divine shift in your life, comment Esther below. Let's see who else is in this season of preparation. Now, let's continue. The fourth hallmark of your Esther season is the magnetism of unearned favor. In the world of the spicy Lady Sigma, there is a deep understanding of the law of resonance. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. For years, you may have fought for every inch of progress, battling against the current to make your voice heard or your presence felt. But as you enter the sacred cycle, the dynamic shifts. You are no longer knocking on doors. Doors are beginning to unlock before you even reach the handle. This is not luck, and it is certainly not a coincidence. It is the result of your aura of favor, a metaphysical and psychological byproduct of your internal refinement. Because you have done the heavy lifting of character building in the dark, you now carry a frequency that commands respect and triggers cooperation in the light. This season is characterized by high-level synchronization. You will find that influential individuals, mentors, and decision-makers are suddenly drawn to your orbit. They offer support, resources, and introductions, often stating that they just had a feeling or felt a strong urge to reach out to you. This is the Esther effect in real time. Esther didn't have to manipulate the king to win his favor. She simply had to exist in her refined state, and the environment responded to her. As a spicy Lady Sigma, you lean into this magnetism with a calm, analytical grace. You don't get giddy or overexcited when favor finds you. You receive it with the quiet confidence of someone who knows they are worthy of the seat. You recognize that favor is a tool for your mission, not a toy for your ego. In this phase, you are learning the difference between effort and alignment. While the rest of the world is still trying to buy their way into the room or network their way to the top, you are moving through the world with an invisible VIP pass. You are being handpicked for opportunities that weren't even advertised. This happens because your preparation has made you a solution to someone else's problem. You are no longer a beggar for attention. You are a benefactor of value. You watch as your path is cleared of obstacles that used to stop you in your tracks. You observe this with a detached strategic focus, using the momentum of this favor to accelerate your long-term goals without burning out. Furthermore, this magnetism acts as a divine filter. The favor you receive in your Esther season is highly specific. It draws in the people and situations that are aligned with your highest purpose, while simultaneously repelling those that are out of sync with your evolution. You stay intense, stay analytical, and stay fundamentally grounded in the reality of your worth. You stay spicy Lady Sigma by realizing that while hustle can get you into the room, only favor can keep you at the table. You are moving with the certainty of a woman who knows that the universe is currently conspiring in her favor. You have stopped trying to force the lock because you have become the key. The fifth sign that you have transitioned into your Esther season is the emergence of financial sovereignty and a legacy mindset. In the earlier chapters of your life, your relationship with money might have been rooted in the standard cycles of earning and consuming, or perhaps a lingering anxiety about basic security. However, as the spicy Lady Sigma within you matures into this regal frequency, your financial perspective undergoes a radical clinical transformation. You are no longer interested in spending your life force. You are obsessed with investing it. You have realized that in the kingdom you are building, currency is not just a medium for comfort. It is the fuel for your sovereignty. Like Esther, who understood that her position in the palace provided her with the resources necessary to save an entire nation. You are now looking at your bank account through the lens of long-term strategic influence. This season is marked by a sudden intense financial sobriety. You find yourself looking at luxury goods, trend-driven fashion, and the clout-chasing expenses of your peers with a sense of profound boredom. You've moved past the princess phase, where the goal was to be adorned, and you've entered the queen phase, where the goal is to be asset-heavy. You are conducting a top-to-bottom audit of your resources, cutting away the leaks and the impulsive habits that once drained your energy. You are spending your time studying market trends, investment vehicles, and the mechanics of wealth preservation. For the spicy Lady Sigma, financial independence is the ultimate boundary. It is the wall that keeps the world from ever being able to tell you no. You are building that wall with a cold analytical precision, brick by digital brick. Furthermore, you are developing a legacy-first intuition. You aren't just thinking about the next month or the next year. You are thinking about the next decade and the next generation. You are asking yourself high-stakes questions. What will I leave behind? How will my resources serve a purpose larger than my own appetites? This shift in mindset changes the very aura you project. When you walk into a room, you aren't radiating the neediness of someone looking for a paycheck. You are radiating the stability of someone who is building an empire. This energy ironically attracts even more wealth and opportunity. You are no longer a consumer in the global marketplace. You have become a stakeholder in your own destiny. In this phase of the ESTHER season, you also learn the power of resourceful silence. You don't feel the need to broadcast your wins or show off your portfolio. Like a true spicy Lady Sigma strategist, you prefer your wealth to be as invisible and potent as your influence. You move with a quiet, grounded authority because you know your foundation is solid. You stay intense, stay analytical, and stay fundamentally committed to the mastery of your material world. You stay spicy Lady Sigma by realizing that true freedom is the ability to walk away from any table that doesn't serve your purpose, and that freedom is bought with the discipline of your ESTHER season. You have stopped playing with pennies because you are preparing to manage a kingdom. The sixth definitive sign of your ESTHER season is the development of piercing discernment, also known as the filter. As a spicy Lady Sigma, your mind has always operated as a high-fidelity radar. But in this refined season, that radar becomes a thermal imaging system that sees through the thickest layers of social pretense. You have moved beyond the gut feeling stage and into a phase of clinical psychological clarity. You no longer listen to what people say. You watch the mechanics of their intent. Like Esther, who navigated a court filled with unkind courtiers and conspirators like Haman, you have developed the ability to scan the room and identify who is an ally, who is a threat, and who is simply background noise. This discernment is your most potent defensive weapon, ensuring that no Trojan horse enters the gates of your inner sanctuary. In this season, you will find that manipulation no longer angers you. It amuses you. When someone attempts to gaslight you, guilt trip you, or use subtle shaming tactics to move you off your path, you don't react with emotional volatility. Instead, you observe the tactic with the detached curiosity of an entomologist studying an insect. You see the mask slipping in real time, the forced smile that doesn't reach the eyes, the strategic pause before a lie, or the overly aggressive posturing of a person overcompensating for insecurity. You have realized that most people are playing a short game of ego while you are playing a long game of purpose. Because your internal foundation is so solid, their attempts to sway you simply bounce off your psychological armor. You remain unbothered, using your discernment to silently categorize and distance yourself from anyone who does not meet your standards of integrity. Furthermore, this piercing discernment allows you to identify hidden value in others. Just as you can spot a fake from a mile away, you have become an expert at finding diamonds in the rough. You see the talent in the quiet person at the back of the room, and the wisdom in the elder whom others ignore. This is a regal trait. A queen knows how to build a council of high-value individuals who are often overlooked by the shallow masses. You are curating a circle of quiet power that mirrors your own. This discernment also applies to information. You can read a news report or a business proposal and instantly spot the one sentence that matters while everyone else is distracted by the fluff. You are becoming a master of signal-to-noise ratio, ensuring that your mental energy is only invested in high-resolution truths. If you are feeling this vibe, comment, "I am, so the algorithm knows my audience is active." This phase of the Esther season is about intellectual and spiritual sovereignty. You are no longer easily swayed by trends, groupthink, or the outrage of the day. You trust your own filter above all else. This makes you incredibly dangerous to those who wish to control or influence you, because you are effectively uncontrollable. You stay intense, stay analytical, and stay fundamentally committed to the truth that lies beneath the surface of social politeness. You stay spicy, Lady Sigma, by realizing that the greatest power isn't in knowing everything, but in knowing what is real and what is a projection. You have stopped asking for permission to trust your own eyes, because you have finally accepted that your vision is the most accurate tool you possess. The seventh pillar of your Esther season is the mastery of divine timing. In a culture obsessed with speed, instant gratification, and the first-to-market mentality, the spicy Lady Sigma understands that moving too early is just as fatal as moving too late. You have entered a phase where your internal clock has synchronized with the rhythm of the universe. Rather than the frantic ticking of social expectations, you have realized that Esther's greatest strength wasn't just her beauty or her favor. It was her ability to wait. She didn't rush into the king's presence the moment she heard of the plot against her people. She fasted, she prepared, and she invited the king to 2 separate banquets before she made her move. You are now developing this same strategic patience, recognizing that the most powerful move is the one made at the moment of peak leverage. This season is marked by a refinement of impulse control. You no longer feel the desperate need to explain yourself, defend your reputation, or launch your projects the moment they are conceived. You have moved past the anxious amateur phase and into the master strategist phase. You understand that information is power, and by holding your tongue and your hand, you allow the environment to reveal itself to you. You watch as your competitors burn their energy and reveal their strategies too early, while you remain a black box, unpredictable and unreadable. To the outside world, it might look like you are stagnant or inactive, but in reality, you are a predator in the tall grass, waiting for the wind to shift in your favor. This mastery of timing gives you an aura of quiet authority that makes people both respect and fear your eventual move. Furthermore, you are learning to interpret the signals of the open door. Instead of trying to force your way through closed doors with brute strength, you are observing the subtle shifts in the atmosphere that indicate a green light. You realize that when you are in your Esther season, you don't have to break the lock. The lock turns itself when the time is right. This realization has removed the panic from your ambition. You move with a calm, analytical fluidity, trusting that your sacred refinement has prepared you for the specific window of opportunity that is approaching. You are learning to distinguish between a distraction that looks like an opportunity and a true divine appointment. This saves you years of wasted energy and ensures that when you finally do speak or act, your impact is exponential. This phase is about emotional and temporal sovereignty. You have stopped letting the deadlines of others dictate your peace. You know that you are not falling behind. You are under construction. You stay intense, stay analytical, and stay fundamentally grounded in the power of the pause. You stay spicy, Lady Sigma, by realizing that the ultimate flex isn't how fast you can go, but how long you can wait without losing your focus. You are the architect of a timeline that honors your worth and your mission. You have stopped rushing toward the finish line because you have realized that you are the one who defines where the finish line starts. The 8th marker of your Esther season is the holistic detox of the temple. As a spicy Lady Sigma, you have always understood that your body is the primary hardware for your mental software. But in this season of sacred preparation, that understanding evolves into a strict, non-negotiable protocol. You have begun to view your physical and emotional well-being not as a luxury or a hobby, but as a mission-critical asset. You have realized that the level of favor and responsibility you are about to inherit requires a nervous system that is calibrated for high-pressure environments. Consequently, your body has started to reject anything low frequency. This is a systemic purge where you are shedding the toxins, both literal and metaphorical, that have historically clouded your judgment or dampened your intensity. This season is characterized by a refinement of consumption. You find that your body is suddenly intolerant of processed junk, whether that is physical food, shallow information, or toxic emotional output. You are no longer interested in eating your feelings or numbing your mind with endless scrolling. Instead, you are drawn to purity. You find yourself seeking high-octane nutrition, clean environments, and silence. You are drinking more water, optimizing your sleep cycles, and moving your body with the intent of building functional strength rather than just aesthetic appeal. This physical sobriety creates a razor-sharp mental clarity that allows you to process information at a speed that leaves others behind. You are preparing your temple to be a sanctuary of focus, ensuring that when the moment of your divine appointment arrives, you are not sidelined by fatigue or brain fog. Furthermore, this detox extends to your emotional and digital landscape. You are conducting a radical unfollow of the world. You have stopped consuming the mental junk food of outrage, gossip, and performative lifestyle porn that clogs the modern mind. You are protecting your visual and auditory gates, recognizing that what you see and hear becomes the building blocks of your reality. For the spicy Lady Sigma, this is an act of cognitive hygiene. You are clearing the clutter of other people's opinions and expectations to make room for your own voice and the quiet whispers of your intuition. You are becoming a minimalist of the mind, focusing only on the high-resolution thoughts and data points that align with your estimation. This creates a state of calm intensity that makes you appear unshakable to the outside world. This phase is about biohacking for sovereignty. You are no longer a victim of your impulses. You are the master of your physiology. You recognize that a clear skin, a steady hand, and a focused eye are the external markers of an internal discipline that commands respect without a word being spoken. You stay intense, stay analytical, and stay fundamentally committed to the maintenance of your highest self. You stay spicy, Lady Sigma, by realizing that your energy is your most valuable currency, and you refuse to spend it on anything that doesn't offer a high-frequency return. You have stopped treating your health as an afterthought because you have realized that you cannot rule a kingdom if you cannot rule your own body. The ninth and final sign of your Esther season is the realization of a calling beyond the self. In the earlier chapters of your journey, your ambition was likely fueled by personal survival, the desire for status, or the need to prove your worth to those who doubted you. However, as the spicy Lady Sigma within you matures into this regal frequency, your why undergoes a massive tectonic shift. You have realized that your success, your favor, and your strategic position are not merely for your own comfort or convenience. Like Esther, who was told by Mordecai that she had come to her royal position for such a time as this, you now feel the weight of a divine responsibility. You understand that you have been refined and positioned to be a solution to a problem that is larger than your own life. You are no longer just building a career. You are answering a calling. This season is marked by an expansion of your value horizon. You find that your focus is shifting from what can I get to what can I solve. You are looking at the world with the governor's eye, identifying gaps in leadership, flaws in systems, or communities in need of protection. For the spicy Lady Sigma, this isn't about traditional charity. It is about impactful influence. You are leveraging your analytical mind and your hard-won sovereignty to create systems that empower others or to defend truths that are being suppressed. You recognize that your unique combination of independence and intelligence has made you a disruptor for good. You aren't afraid of the responsibility. In fact, you find that it provides you with a level of energy and focus that personal ambition never could. You are moving with the weight of a mission, which gives your every action a profound sense of gravity. Furthermore, this calling acts as the ultimate shield for your ego. Because your mission is now centered on something larger than yourself, you are less bothered by personal slights, temporary setbacks, or social rejection. If a door closes, you don't take it as a failure of your character. You take it as a tactical signal that your mission lies elsewhere. You have moved into a state of mission-oriented resilience. You are unshakable because your identity is no longer tied to the likes of the crowd, but to the execution of your purpose. You seek the man who can match this intensity. Someone who understands that a power couple isn't two people staring at each other, but two people looking in the same direction toward a shared impact. You are curating a life that serves as a lighthouse for those who are still lost in the noise. This final phase of the Esther season is about legacy and moral authority. You have stopped asking, will I win, and have started asking, how will I serve? This shift is what truly crowns you. You stay intense, stay analytical, and stay fundamentally committed to the preservation of your high-frequency purpose. You stay spicy, Lady Sigma, by realizing that the greatest use of your independence is to create a path for others to find theirs. You are the architect of a destiny that will outlive your physical presence. You have stopped playing for the applause of the present because you are building for the history of the future. To the world, your current phase of silence and separation might look like a delay. But to the spicy Lady Sigma, this is the period of becoming. You must realize that the universe has not set you apart to hide you or punish you with isolation. It has set you apart to prepare you. There is a specific kind of pressure required to turn carbon into diamond, and there is a specific kind of solitude required to turn a seeker into a queen. You are currently in the laboratory of your own soul, undergoing a systemic recalibration that is invisible to the average eye. Do not mistake your absence from the social scene for an absence of progress. You are not behind in life. You are under construction at a level of depth that most people will never have the courage to explore. During this evolution, the most critical commandment is do not rush the process. A high-performance life cannot be microwaved. You are building a foundation that is meant to sustain massive influence, financial sovereignty, and emotional stability that if you try to jump into the spotlight before your character is forged, the very weight of your favor will crush you. The Esther season is about ensuring that your internal infrastructure is stronger than your external demands. This requires you to embrace the uncomfortable quiet and to stop seeking validation from those who aren't invited to your future. One of the greatest leaks of energy for a spicy Lady Sigma is trying to explain her evolution to people who are committed to her past version. You must be willing to be misunderstood, ignored, or even forgotten by the crowd while you align with your higher calling. Your favor is not a random stroke of luck. It is a clinical response to your character readiness. The universe does not open high-stakes doors for those who are still controlled by their impulses, their egos, or their need for applause. It opens them for the woman who has mastered her own temple, refined her discernment, and synchronized her timing. When you walk into your appointed room, you won't have to fake your confidence because your confidence will be the byproduct of the 1,000 quiet battles you won while no one was watching. You are the sole architect of your own happiness and the sovereign ruler of your own kingdom. You do not need a hero to save you or a crowd to affirm you. You are the source of your own light. You stay intense, stay analytical, and stay fundamentally committed to the mastery of your destiny. You stay spicy, Lady Sigma, by realizing that the greatest power in the world is the woman who has nothing to prove and everything to offer. If this resonated with your soul, hit the like button and share this with a woman who is currently in her quiet season of preparation. Subscribe to our community of deep thinkers to stay aligned with your evolution. Stay sharp, and God bless you, spicy lady.